What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about NIO. We're going to be talking about Tesla. We got some news coming out about both of these companies, even though the market's closed. But before we hop into that, we ask that you guys hit that sub button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of the month. We don't even know if that's possible, but we're trying for it. You guys have showed us great support so far. We can't thank you guys enough for all of that. Also, link in the description for the Discord. First 100 people in there, absolutely free. I think we have about 30 spots left. So if you guys want in, get in now. Links in the description. But without further ado, let's give some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So we're just going to start off with NIO. So NIO, there was a article that came out on their NIO app, which us Americans do not have access to, which is unfortunate. I tried finding a way to get access to that last night and could not, but I'm going to keep trying, man, because there's a lot of news that comes out for NIO on that app, and I really want it. But the chairman of Sinopec, which is a Chinese petroleum corporation company, they deal with like gas and, you know, petroleum stuff, obviously. They visited a NIO battery swapping station over the Chinese New Year holiday. So that's actually pretty big news, because there are rumors in this rumor mill that Sinopec and NIO could be working together to convert some of their gas stations into battery swapping stations, which is absolutely massive news. Like that's massive, because Sinopec is one of the largest petroleum companies in the world. I think in 2019 they were like I think it was like the Fortune 500 second biggest company in the world or something like that. So like it's a really, really big corporation. But for their chairman to come down to a swapping station and visually see how it works, he had a conversation with the person with the NIO, with that NIO car, and there wasn't really reports on like what they talked about or anything like that. But for them to come down and see the swapping station, it kind of backs up those rumors of them possibly working together. So it'll be interesting to see if this comes to light.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that would be big, because you know, you build up this, since they're such a big corporation, you build up like this kind of big network of charging stations all
Right.
over, and that's just gonna give more incentive for people to buy it, because you know, you're on a trip or something, and you know, it's not gonna be as hard to find a charging station.
But NIO's president and the chairman, they both talked together, and NIO's president said that they were going to work together for the advancement of the industry. So it honestly sounds like it's an early partnership of some kind. It'll really be a huge catalyst for NIO if they can work together, because that's really just going to move it forward. Like that'll be massive for this stock. It'll just give them another reason to validate those price targets of 75, you know, all the way up to 100. Like this is, it's just, NIO is taking the right steps to make China more like EV friendly. Well, China already has a lot of sales in the EV industry, you know, with Tesla, Li, NIO, XPeng, like all these big companies. And it sounds like NIO is taking all the right steps to make themselves more known and make themselves one of the industry leaders in China for the EV industry. So I'm really hoping we get more information on this. We'll keep you guys updated if we get anything about it. Again, the markets are closed today, so nothing really exciting going on. But if we look at the stock, you know, we saw on Friday that it just straight rocket ship to Mars up to 61, and then it kind of pulled itself back to that $60 support line. Honestly, like we've been bouncing off the $60 support line, so that gives me a little bit more reassurance in the $60 support, because we've hit it multiple times. Finally out of that $57 range, man. I think everybody's getting sick of that $57 range.
Yeah, it'd be nice if since we're getting closer to earnings, if you know, you bump that support line even up, you know, another $5. That would be nice. Be nice to see something other than just low 60s. Be nice to start holding around mid 60s. So
right.
I think,
you know, with earnings coming up, right, and that's what I'm thinking with earnings coming up. You know, leading up to our earnings, I think NIO is going to start pushing, you know, the $65 range, start to get towards the upper 60s rather than the lower 60s. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We'll keep you guys up to date, and we'll give you guys all the information that we get about this and about the earnings and anything new that comes out about NIO. But let's go ahead and hop over to Tesla, man. What we got for Tesla?
So some big news coming out about Tesla. we've talked about it, I don't know, a week or so ago about Tesla in talks with India for building a factory over there. And this has been in the works actually for a while, but it did come out that they are going to build an EV factory in India. So that's really big news, obviously.
It's monstrous.
Yeah, so, and because also India is like the world's second most populous nation. So, obviously more people to buy up the cars, clearly.
Right.
But they did say that the time frame is still to be determined of like when that factory is going to be built. All the articles I was reading, there was like a picture of, it looked like them building a factory. I don't know if that was, actually the Tesla factory, or if it was just some random picture they were using. But India has said that they wanted to reduce its pollution, but the lack of investment in manufacturing and infrastructure such as charging stations has hampered this. And just like I was saying with NIO partnering with that gas station, if that gas station starts converting over or adding more charging stations, that's going to help people want to buy more EV cars, because that gets rid of the whole electric car anxiety, not being able to charge it and always having to worry about that. But in India, there was a total of 2.4 million cars sold in the country last year, and only 5,000 of those were EV vehicles. And 2.4 million cars, that's a whole lot of cars, obviously. And so if they start building charging stations, and with Tesla going over there, I'm sure they're going to set up some kind of big network, start putting charging stations everywhere, so people would want to buy more of these EV cars. But there were
it kind of gives, maybe with Tesla stepping up, and building over there, it might open the door to these other factories, these other EV companies to expand.
So and so Indian authorities plan to offer like $4.6 billion in incentives to companies setting up advanced battery manufacturing facilities over there. So like, just like you said, with Tesla moving over there, and then plus Indian authorities, offering all that money, it's gonna, entice other companies to go over there as well, which is only gonna help. But there is a little bit of worry about Tesla's autonomous driving, how it will work with India's like congested roads, because all the videos I've seen, I'm sure this doesn't account for all India, how it is over there, but it's kind of like lanes aren't really a thing. People just kind of go all over the place. So that was one of the concerns in one of the articles I was reading, was like, how is like the whole lane assistance going to work, and then like the changing lanes, because people don't really stay in their lanes, they kind of just do their own thing. So that's one of, that's something they'll have to figure out. And obviously that's probably just more in India's like really congested big cities. But actually, this is such big news because prior to this, Tesla planned to import and sell the Model 3 in India for like $65,000 to $75,000, which is almost double what they sell for here in the U.S. And a lot of that is because of India's high import taxes on cars. So they start making the Model 3 or just any model over there. They could sell it closer to what they're selling it for over here, and obviously the lower the prices, the more enticing it is for the general public to be able to afford it. So that's only going to help.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of people have with these EVs right now, is the fact that they're so expensive. Who can afford? Most people can't afford an $80,000 car. Whether it is, you're gonna save a little bit of money on gas, but like you're not gonna make your money back on that that $80,000 car. And so that's where hopefully with them building the Berlin battery factory and India helping with some battery production, that it helps just lower the cost of batteries in general for the entire industry, because then that will we'll see that in the price of the car once they start to lower the prices of the cars. So hopefully this we get more light about this.
Yeah, and just them having the factory over there, they could start manufacturing whatever cars they wanted over there, and it would be a lot easier for them to ship to all the neighboring countries
Right.
than from shipping it from like the Shanghai factory in China, because that's all the way on the east coast of China. So
Right.
you don't get all those other countries over by India as easily. So having a factory in India, you can ship them around everywhere else a lot. In that
cost would be so much cheaper.
Easier.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
So, yeah, that's really big news coming out of Tesla. Maybe that'll be another catalyst to push Tesla forward even more. We'll see what happens tomorrow when the market opens. But that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all of that good stuff. It really helps us grow the channel. And thank you guys so much for all the support you've given us so far. We cannot thank you guys enough for everything you're doing for us. And again, yeah, we don't know what to say. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs by the end of February. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys in the next one.